The Republic of Moldova is a landlocked Eastern European country, a former Soviet state which existed from 1940 up until 1991. In 1990, a conflict broke out between Moldova and the separatist region, which in 1992 led to the annexation and subsequent independence of Transnistria, with Russian troops still being stationed in the region, even though Transnistria legally belongs to Moldova. In 1994, Moldova signed a partnership and cooperation agreement with the European Union, which was the first step for Moldova to gain access into the European market.
Where is Moldova now in its negotiations with the EU? In 2022, we obtained candidate status. At the end of 2023, we got green light from the EU Council to be able to move on with the opening of accession talks. Last summer in June, we had the first intergovernmental conference, and since then we are in the process of the bilateral screening. We are just finalizing the third cluster of chapters, and we look forward to the next intergovernmental conference where we will open the first cluster of negotiations on fundamental values.
As for the benefits that Moldova would be able to benefit from by joining the EU, we have firstly the European Regional Development Fund. Moldova would receive funding for energy projects, expansion of agricultural sectors, while also receiving EU support to help modernize all of its infrastructure and create a more prospective and healthier environment for future generations. Secondly, by joining the EU, Moldova would gain access to the EU single market, which means that Moldovan businesses will be able to trade freely with 27 other countries.
This week, the European Parliament has adopted the economic growth plan for Moldova in amount of 1.9 billion euros. This money is an unprecedented external support for our country on behalf of the EU and its member state that we appreciate a lot.
This would help boost exports, improve local industries, and create more jobs. And it would also open up more economic opportunities for the future, especially when it comes to innovation, with the tech sectors being so big right now.
In terms of drawbacks, Moldova has already been experiencing significant brain drain, with much of the younger population emigrating out of the country, especially towards EU countries. A full EU membership could lead to an increase in this type of immigration, mainly due to the fact that the EU has a visa liberalization system implemented, which allows you to enter countries without needing visa. To mitigate the situation, the Moldovan government, together with the European Union, could or should implement incentives or policy to retain talented individuals. Exposure to the larger EU market could lead to many Moldovan firms closing down due to increased competition. However, this could be mitigated by ensuring that Moldovan firms can partner up with their European counterparts in order to boost productivity and efficiency.
Antonio Costa recently made a statement that was promoting the support for Moldova's entry into the EU. He said, "The people of Moldova are committed to European integration, just as we are committed to supporting the country's resilience, stability, and reforms." This statement basically highlights that there is a shared commitment to Moldova's future. As Moldova works deeper to integrate with the EU, it can count on the support of European nations to help build a more stable and prosperous society.
The European Council has already acknowledged Moldova as a candidate country in June 2022. However, the Council emphasized that full membership depends on concrete progress in these reforms. They highlighted that anti-corruption efforts and judicial reforms as priority areas, while also stressing the need for economic stability, especially in light of Moldova's energy dependence. Considering the economic and political reforms, Moldova would need a strategy for guaranteeing the independence and integrity of the justice sector, since they currently face issues like corruption and impunity undermining the public trust, inconsistent rulings creating legal uncertainty, resistance to reform within the judiciary, biased appointments of judges and prosecutors, weak law enforcement affecting the justice system. The reforms that they have proposed, restructuring judicial bodies for independence, reforming the Supreme Court of Justice, and vetting the judges and prosecutors for integrity. Despite this progress, delays and mass judicial resignations threaten stability. So this is a process that's going to take a long time. Therefore, the European Union only foresees the actual accession of Moldova in 2030.